everyone. Welcome to yet another moment of pause. It is a beautiful Monday. It was raining a little bit earlier, but it looks like the sun is peeking out just ever so slightly. And so what better time than to have a moment of reflection and pause as we enjoy this weather. Finally feeling like spring, right? So I've been thinking a lot about language, as I'm always thinking about language and the use of language within social justice work. I wrote a piece last night. You can find it on my website, www.diversitytoinclusion.org. And this piece that I wrote last night is called Shifting the Language of Social Justice or Diversity and Inclusion, something like that. Anyway, find the piece and tell me what you think about it. It's still kind of a work in progress, but in the piece I talk about the way in which we use language that maintains the status quo, that maintains the existing hierarchy. So words like equality, words like assimilation, that kind of thing. The examples that we use only serves to maintain the existing hierarchy, and so we should shift the language to a language of equity and social justice. So anyway, check it out. But I was also thinking about the way in which language serves as a gatekeeper within social justice work. So what we end up doing is we say that some people have a legitimate means of engaging in the work or a legitimate method of engaging in the work, while others tend to be a little bit too radical. Unfortunately, in this work, when the word radical is attached to a group or an action or an individual, unfortunately, what that tends to do is that it delegitimizes the work that they are doing, right? What's the function of that? And think about people in groups and actions who have had the word radical attached to them. Nelson Mandela, of course, someone in South Africa who had the word radical attached. Martin Luther King Jr. had the word radical attached to him at a certain point of his career. The Black Panther Party were assigned the label radical. And the function of that is it serves, I think anyway, it serves two functions. The first function is that it creates this fear, right? Radical creates this fear that they're asking for too much, too fast, and it's frightening. The other function of that, related to fear, is that, as I stated already, it delegitimizes their efforts. So then who has a legitimate means of attaining social justice? Why it is those people who are acting within the system that unfortunately tends to maintain the system. Here's the truth. The truth is societies are always attempting to perpetuate themselves. Societies are always attempting to maintain equilibrium and the status quo. Therefore, for those people who are working within to create social justice, to create social change, unfortunately, they are maintaining the actual system that they say that they are going against. It's kind of interesting. One of my favorite quotes is by Audre Lorde. Audre Lorde just states that these tools will never dismantle the master's house. However, for those people who don't use the tools, they end up being labeled something that is frightening. And so my charge to you is this: when we hear people talk about people who are engaging in social justice work in avenues, through means and ways that aren't the mainstream, that aren't the status quo, that aren't kumbaya moments, we should probably consider the language and how language is used as a means of maintaining something. How is this language being used to serve as a gatekeeper of legitimacy for various groups, actions, and individual people? Anyway, let me know what you think about that idea, and any other examples of kind of the words that we use to explain various groups, etc. Love to hear from you. Love to continue this conversation further. See you soon.